Welcome to Curiousaholic. My name's Evan, and I'm here with my favorite piano player, Haiko.
Hello, beautiful people.
So, before we get into today's episode, here's a quick rundown on how the podcast works. So, each episode, one of us chooses a topic they're curious about and reveals it live to the other person in the hopes to spark a deep discussion and to further our knowledge of the world around us.
Let us further into the space.
Into the space, the
universe.
Realms of the universe. Yeah.
Yes.
So, as you guys could tell, we're wearing 3D glasses. Well, they're not actually 3D glasses. They're sunglasses, but we're going to pretend they're 3D glasses.
Oh, okay. So we're pretending.
Yeah, but that's irrelevant. It's just because I had no 3D glasses to bring, so.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
And yet I was here thinking it might have been 3D glasses.
No, you're thinking too far ahead.
I'm taking it too serious
Yeah.
here. Okay.
No, so let's pretend we have 3D glasses on.
All right.
You guys pretend we have 3D glasses on, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
So
Cool. So what is? Yeah.
Do you have any ideas based on
Any
just
guesses of the
why
topic?
we're wearing the 3D glasses?
Gonna dissect a 3D movie? No.
I mean, no.
What do we have 3D? Okay. Maybe we're gonna talk about like the dimensions. Maybe like the fourth dimension or something like that.
I mean, sure.
Sure.
Something along those lines. Okay. Today we're gonna be analyzing a new dimension. How about that?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
The fourth dimension, we could say.
We could say.
Okay, sure.
Let's just say we have some clever scientists on this planet that want to create a new dimension for us.
Okay, are we talking about Zuckerberg? No, okay.
Oh, yeah, that's funny, huh?
Wait.
I didn't say anything. I'm not revealing anything.
Wait, is this like dark or something?
I mean, hey, if you're on the right path, so just
Okay.
keep that in mind. All right, so let's look at my next, slide, and maybe this will give you.
Oh my god. Okay.
So, do you recognize this picture?
Oh, of course. It's from an episode of Black Mirror.
Yeah. Can you
forgot what
remember what the episode entail? Like what happened?
Yeah. I forgot the name of the episode, but this was the episode where it's like this world that people live in where everyone has like a rating of like 5 stars or less, and everything that you do is rated. You talk to someone and they think that you're good, they'll give you like a 4-star or 5-star, and yeah.
So like depending on your actions in life, you gain a certain rating, and people will just rate you based on those actions. If they deem that they're good, then they'll upvote you. If they think it's bad what you did, they'll downvote you.
And the better, higher stars you have, the more benefits you get in society. Yeah.
So can you imagine a society where it's almost like a real life like social media? Can you envision that? Can you see where we're going with this?
Well, are you going to talk about the metaverse?
You got it.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Okay, so it's always kind of...
You got it, yeah. You
when I
said
mentioned Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I love this.
Okay, good. Glad you like the topic. Yeah, I think you inspired me to start this topic because, I think you were even the one that told me that Facebook is like rebranding to Meta.
Yeah, I announced the news.
They announced it a couple of weeks ago, and I found it really interesting, like this new, like kind of virtual reality internet practically, because that's the goal. It's not just recreating a platform. It's like we're going towards like a new version of the internet where it's like people like collaborate with each other, not just because Facebook, the platform Facebook, will keep its name Facebook. It's still going to be Facebook. It's still going to be Instagram. It's still going to be WhatsApp, but we're going to have this kind of like collaborative internet where people will be able to collaborate with each other, with avatars and their own like persona into this like cyber universe almost. kind of, you know, almost like a utopia, but kind of a dystopia, if you want to think about it.
Yeah. It looks utopic, and it's a virtual world, basically.
Exactly. All right, so let's get into it.
Okay.
So, yeah. So the topic reveal is the metaverse. You got it. You guessed it.
Good. Okay.
I think I put you on the right path with these 3D glasses and, you know, like kind of.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
you see now, right?
Or like VR goggles or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know.
Or AR glasses. They have those as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to throw you off either with like maybe like you said, maybe analyzing a 3D movie, but yeah, that wasn't the case. We're looking at this as in like, you know, visualizing people online almost like in 3D, but
okay. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
Makes sense. All right. Mm-hmm. Glad you dig my teaser, because I had to think that one through a little bit.
That's cool.
So yeah, unexpected. It is unexpected.
Very much. Yeah, like nobody expected this. And this was also announced during like a time where there was these Facebook papers that they called that were published, where these like documents that were revealing a lot of scandals. Yeah. And again, you know, as the usual, Facebook's privacy breaches. And they're like, guys, we're rebranding the Meta.
And you know what's funny? That kind of ties into what we talked about last week. You know how someone kind of taints their image in a bad way? Would you trust what they come out with next? You know, would you follow that trend?
Oh yeah. When we were talking about the artist,
versus artist,
and here you have, you know, the CEO and his company,
creating some, you know,
it's sort of in line.
Yeah, he wants to, you know, revolutionize the internet, but like, would you follow down his tracks if you know that that company has a back record of, you know, stealing private data? And
when a lot of these companies, you know, their motives are based on profit and selling your data to, you know, ad companies, you know that they're not always going to be straight with you, that you're not always going to be protected in all, you know, the ways that you think. And especially in a world like this where, you know, your most intimate secrets could be revealed, and the kind of person you are, and it's just, you know, you're like walking in this VR place and you see ads now, and like
and it's I mean, we're gonna get into like the
this is gonna be
it's gonna be a good episode, I think.
But
what I mean is, like, we're going to get into like some of the details on like what it is, like what the metaverse like entails, what it's going to do for people, what's their vision, which companies also want to get involved, because it's not only Facebook or Meta now. So yeah, we're going to get into all that.
Okay.
So yeah, unexpected, kind of like on an emotional level, like how do you interpret that? Well, I mean, how is human interaction going to change, right?
That's the thing. And I think we were also like talking about this a bit in our dopamine episode. Yeah. You kind of mentioned this recording, how this is going to tie into.
It's going to tie into a few, I think, because it also reminds me of that episode of the Venus Project.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of a couple.
That also the utopic kind of.
Or the virtual environment one too. We spoke about a few.
But anyways, in that dopamine episode where I was saying how these new technologies always constantly coming out, you know, they might think it's good for, you know, society, but we never know what the long-term consequences are. We still don't know, you know, the consequences of internet, social media, and just the way we're connected with our devices, how it will just affect, you know, the way we think. You know?
It's almost like, in my opinion, it's almost like tampering with human nature. Like,
it changes the way we just act.
Exactly. Like, I know you say this a lot, but like, humans are kind of like, we're social like creatures, right? And
very much.
Now we're kind of changing the way we interact with other humans, right? So we started off like, you know, like prehistoric times where, you know, people were just human contact and that was it, you know, like you had people around you, and we evolved that way. And then we got to a point where technology came out and it's further distanced us, right? Like first we started talking through phones and through, you know, like other means of communication.
Morse code.
Yeah, like who knows, like so many different things. And then the internet came and it further changed how we interact. And then COVID came and then we even more like segregated and secluded from each other. And now, this comes. Now it's like almost like we're transitioning to like a new dimension practically, right? It's
true. It is, yeah.
That's what I meant
that's
earlier.
What you mean.
Yeah.
This is like the fourth dimension.
Yeah, it's a bit weird to think about. Like, I don't know. It's like I see you here in front of me, right?
Yeah.
But like now I'm gonna also be able, like, it's as if I'd be able to have this podcast like in a virtual setting.
Anyways, yeah, there are some pros and cons to this, and I think it'd be good to
pros
discuss.
And cons is right. Yeah, because obviously in everything can't be just bad, right? Just
I can see how there are some good things with this, but yeah, it's how will it be used? What are the intentions behind it? This company who is also running it, etc. So
exactly, yeah,
that's what we need to discuss.
Yeah, so we're gonna keep it straightforward. We're gonna deep dive into some of the pros and cons, some of the, I guess, consequences as well, right?
Yeah, of course. There's
definitely some consequences, and we kind of already spoken about a few of them right now.
I'm already thinking of one.
Oh yeah, there's so many.
Yeah,
so many came to mind. I didn't really have to make that much research on the consequences because they just came to me like that. It's just intuitive a little bit how this could go downhill fast.
Yeah.
Anyways, I don't want to bash on their project or anything, but we still need to be careful.
That's what I'm saying. It's just, I'm not saying technology advancing is bad. It's just the long-term effects.
Exactly.
But are these companies incentivized to think of the long-term effects? As you see, Facebook, you need to kick his ass to, do some changes.
You have to bring them to like 12 rounds of court and
and then they're like, okay, well maybe do this and.
Yeah. Do you remember that when Mark Zuckerberg, like in 2018, was about to court, and then like the governor was like asking questions, and he was just answering the questions in the most robotic way possible.
I mean, he just looks. I mean, I think everyone kind of agrees. He just looks inhumane. Like he just looks. Like out of this world, like he's pretending to be a human. Just
he's an android,
his speech is just like, guys, today we're gonna look at the metaverse, and it's very like
and
awkward.
Speaking of that, I know exactly what you're referring to. We're gonna look at that clip after.
Okay, we're gonna have a clip. Yeah.
That clip
it just makes me laugh.
I know it's. And I even chose exactly that segment where he's like, "Oh, we're gonna be looking at the metaverse, and first, let's dive in."
Yeah, let's dive in, and then transitions, and then he goes into it.
Oh my god, it's so funny. When I saw that the first time, I really laughed because it's.
I sent the video, right?
You sent it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh wow.
So I want to watch.
Yeah, we'll look at it again so we could have a good laugh together, and then think about.
We'll criticize it.
Yeah, we'll judge it a little bit. Okay, so what is the metaverse? We spoke a lot already, but without really giving kind of like a concrete definition of what it is.
Sure.
So it's a combination of multiple elements of technology, including virtual reality, augmented reality, and video, where users live within a digital universe. So we're, it's like part of basically, they said it right there. It is a new universe where we live in it just virtually, essentially.
Yeah, so you're right in saying this is like a new internet.
It is, but that's the goal. It's actually, that's what they want to. They want the internet to transition to this
virtual world. Yeah. It's just a thing, because I also read an article where they said this sort of like monumental projects can be either a failure or work, but it can take a decade or so.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
because it's very big. It's like already we have trouble like dealing with like specific apps. Like let's say in this metaverse you can have a meeting and then you can go do this. It's like already we're having trouble to set up a freaking meeting on Teams. Imagine like trying to build a huge world
platform like that
virtually. I mean, so many bugs, so many glitches, so many, I don't know. Anyways, the tech side.
I don't see it working. Like, how do you? It's almost like, what I feel like they're trying to do. It's like they're trying to combine multiple elements of life into one big virtual platform. So let's say you're working, and that's like one component of the metaverse.
Yeah.
Then you're gaming, you're playing games. Yeah. That's another part of the metaverse. Then you're
like in your house, and
you're in your house hanging out with friends. That's another element of the metaverse.
Yeah.
Like, how do you combine all that? Like, this seems weird.
It's hard. Yeah, it's a lot of different integrations that need to work. I mean, It can be cool, but like, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, a little skeptical.
It's strange. It definitely strange. You know, the future.
It's very strange.
You know, because we're not used to this. I mean, I guess the internet back in the day was strange to people.
That's true.
But
yeah.
then, you know, we got used to that. So could we get used to this? I don't know. I just think in any case, balance is always the key, but we'll see.
Yeah. That's a good point. Like we weren't around, right? Because we're like born in the 90s, but think about like when the internet actually started coming about in the 80s, and it was just kind of like an idea, and not everyone had access to internet and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I had these big computers. Can you imagine like what people's reactions were? Like, what is this new internet? Like everyone's talking about it.
Like, what do you
like?
you
What is
talk
this?
to people?
Like, what do you
can
mean
search
internet?
or something? What is that?
Yeah, like, I could search what? You know, we have the library for that.
Yeah, exactly. People associated, you know, the different things online, you know, in real life. Oh, I need a book. Okay, I'll go find, you know.
Exactly.
Not go on Wikipedia.
Right. And it's crazy because our parents, essentially, that generation lived through that transition towards the internet, but we didn't really get to see that.
No.
But I kind of remember a time where when I was younger, like not everyone had internet.
I mean, I didn't have a computer until I was 10.
Yeah, exactly. Like I had a computer because my dad's in IT, so I kind of had computers around like most of my life. But like I still remember having the dialed connection, like you had to plug to the wall, and then like, you know, like it would go
The sound.
like the sound. Yeah. So yeah, we had like the dial tone connection. That was funny.
The old school, yeah.
You're right. Yeah. Yeah. So all that to say that there was that big transition in the 80s, and now we're kind of transitioning to an even further degree to this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me continue reading what I was. So supporters of the metaverse envision its users working, playing, and staying connected with friends through everything from concerts and conferences to virtual trips around the world.
Yeah, it's like concerts as well. It's
Yeah. So essentially, it's combining different elements of life into one platform.
World. Yeah, into one platform as well. But that's what can be worrying as well.
Yeah.
Do we really want, you know, this company who already has an immense amount of data on people to have even more data on people? You know, like, okay, you might buy your concert tickets from this website, you might watch a movie from that place, you might, you know, do your different things from different companies. So it's sort of like dilutes in a way your information.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, now it's going to be all concentrated into one platform.
But like, do you see like, do you envision like companies like be part of the metaverse as well? Like, do you see that happening?
I guess so. I kind of see like this metaverse as like a shopping mall, and like these different companies, you know, being like the stores in the shopping mall.
All encompassing, right? So everything, like I see that happening.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're envisioning as well. No. And like, it's just weird. Like you're gonna have like a private VPN for like the metaverse of your company. Like what the hell?
But
is
I think
this,
they said after a decade, I think Zuckerberg said that maybe they might change the name again. This time to Skynet.
Oh my God! Here we go again. Okay,
you did catch my.
Oh no!
Skynet is from the Terminator.
Oh,
it's like the
I didn't know that. I didn't catch it.
It's like the bad, you know, company that makes the Terminator.
Okay. Oh, I mean,
the dictator
would it be a bad name? I guess in this case.
Yeah, that's what they're becoming, Skynet.
Yeah, so they want to make everything like a generalized platform for everything. So I wrote like WTF here.
What the F?
What the F? Like, let's not swear, because you know we're family friendly
keep
here.
It PG.
Yeah. But yeah, so like, why is such a technology needed? Like, is there a legitimate need for this, in your opinion?
I mean, I guess for certain specific cases, probably. I mean, a virtual world can be cool, I guess, depending on, I don't know, I can't really think of my top of head. I mean, I guess for gaming, sure, that can be cool.
Yeah.
You know, already there's the VR technology where you can be like in a virtual world. So there is that, okay. In other ways, like more like, you know, you're going to talk with your friends. I guess, okay, for social things as well. Oh, you're playing a game, but you're like in this virtual world. Okay. But other than that, like working, like yeah, you put a picture here where they're like sitting on a desk with avatars and like around on the computer. I mean, yeah, is that really necessary?
I don't think so. Yeah.
It's more gimmicky. That's what I found that was funny from the video that we're gonna watch after. That it's so gimmicky. Like it's just like, okay.
Yeah. It does. Yeah, you're right. It does seem
It's like,
a
why
gimmick.
are they all flying everywhere? They're like, guys, look at this, and then they're just like, whoa, you know. It's like, just focus, people.
Yeah. Like you're in like a board meeting or something, and everyone's like flying around.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, how can you take people seriously when one's a huge robot?
Yeah, you're right. It kind of removes all seriousness to what you're doing, you know.
But I don't know, maybe possibly like you would have some control. I imagine, you know, you could like block certain like costumes or whatever, or, you know, but it just makes it or sort of unnecessary, you know?
It is unnecessary. Like, why the internet is already so powerful, and like it already kind of encompasses everything if you think about it.
And you can do so much.
You could do so much. You could do almost like whatever you want practically. You could find any information you want. You could like, you know, you could, like you said, listen to music. You could watch movies. You could interact with other people.
But it's like taking all of that, but in a VR setting.
Context,
So that's what we need to see. Is that necessary to like be in a 3D space?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
So I don't think the internet needs to evolve. It's like a Pokemon, you know. It's like the first evolution, and
just keeps evolving. Yeah.
Second evolution of the internet. So what's after the metaverse? What comes next?
Yeah, exactly. It's like
the Matrix. Like
yeah, basically. Yeah. One day they'll be like, well, guys, let's just plug ourselves.
Plug in.
Just plug it in, bro, and like just let's go.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's a weird thought, man.
Because they could just argue, why live in reality when you can live in the virtual and everything can be all set up nicely and.
Right. That's a good point. Everything could be set up nicely, and again, that distorts reality, right?
Yeah, already we're so distorted with the internet.
Exactly.
Imagine this.
Yeah. Everything is distorted on the internet, right? You're looking on YouTube's Instagram, you're just seeing, you know, what people always put out pictures of themselves having a good time, you know, everything's fine and dandy, but in reality it's not, and that's not how it works in real life.
Yeah.
But imagine to this degree, like how much that's going to change. Now we're in this, in this metaverse where everything is beautiful and everyone's flying and everyone has powers and everyone could, you know.
And if they would introduce certain like perks that you can elevate yourself or aesthetics that you pay for, sort of like in games, you know, microtransactions where, you know, you pay something and you get like something shiny.
Yeah, new perks and stuff.
This guy looks like a peasant and you look like a, you know, knight. And then, you would have people like looking in a certain way compared to you, or I don't know.
Yeah.
Like gamify it. Maybe.
Yeah. That's a good way to say it. Yeah. You're right. It's just like, feels like you're living in a video game.
Basically. It's like Ready Player One. I don't know.
Yeah. It's like
that movie you've seen. I've never seen it actually. I just seen like scenes and trailers.
I'm not sure I've seen that.
It's like a movie where, you know, it's like a dystopia and the world's like going down and there's like this kid in his room. He goes like in this machine and it's like this VR world.
Okay, yeah.
And every character, everything.
It reminds me of like an anime, like a Japanese anime called Sword Art Online. Okay. It's literally like these guys, they find out that there's a game.
Okay.
And they live in a game, and the goal is to like beat the game with the real
living in the game. Yeah,
living in the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
That's what it is. Anyways, so yeah, it's crazy. Like, okay, so yeah, this scenario ago, I put a picture of Mark Zuckerberg on the screen. Kind of confirms what you were saying earlier.
Yeah, he looks. Everyone says he looks like a lizard person or something.
Yeah, true. Like such a robotic like appearance.
So this is the video we're gonna watch.
Yeah, let's just open up this link.
I'm not sure if you made the link
oh no,
clickable. Nah, it's fine. I think
you just copy it.
We'll figure out a way here. Sorry for the technical difficulty, people. We will try to
just be able to
watch the video here. Oh.
Yeah, remove that first part. There we go.
There we go. I think this should work.
You know what? I think you had it in your history.
Oh, but yeah, possibly.
Well,
yeah, because it's the
it was
same
already
video.
there.
Yeah, okay.
So
Alright,
yeah, play from 320.
320. Okay,
Yeah,
no, it's a
that's the part where he kind of, you know, jumps in.
Yeah, all right, here.
Right here. All right, so we're
Okay.
gonna be watching this video. We'll kind of try to narrate at the same time what we see. You know?
Okay, cool. All right, let's do it.
It's a little tough because it doesn't fully exist yet. Some of the basic building blocks are here though, and others are starting to emerge as we speak. We're starting to get a sense of how it could all come together and what it could feel.
Yeah, so putting everything
So
together,
today we're
right?
gonna do
That's the
something
goal.
a little bit different. Rather than just focusing on this year's products like a normal keynote, we're gonna talk about the future. So let's start by exploring what different kinds of metaverse experiences could feel like, starting with the most important experience of all, connecting with
The most important experience of all, connecting with people.
Yeah, of course.
So now
Like-
is where he goes in.
Oh,
Imagine you put on your glasses or headset and you're instantly in your home space. It has parts of your physical home recreated virtually. It has things that are only possible virtually.
Okay, so
and it
part of
has
your
an
own
incredibly
home.
inspiring view of
Really?
whatever you find.
I don't-
Wow, that's pretty weird.
that's
Okay.
pretty, yeah,
Hey, are you coming?
Yeah, just gotta find
kind
something
of
to wear.
creepy.
It's very creepy.
Look at his avatar.
Yeah, like see,
Alright,
it's so
perfect.
superficial and like,
It's like a video game
yeah. Okay, so now
Hey,
they're
what's
in
going
some
on?
type of meeting or whatever.
in outer space.
Some lounge in outer
Who made this
space.
place? It's awesome.
Right? It's from a creator I met in LA.
This place is amazing.
I was just cringing
that
so
you?
hard at
Yeah.
Of
this.
course, it's me. You know
All
I
right,
had to
like
be the
we could
robot,
stop
man.
it. I just
I was supposed
unless you
to
want
be
to see a little more.
Yeah, like just like the girl like flying around.
I knew you were bluffing.
So they're playing a card game. Everyone's
But like the
floating
cars are
around.
like flying around
Yeah.
and oh now he's
And
like
then there's Facebook Messenger that you could just open up and call
Hey,
people.
should we deal you in?
Hey, sorry
Ugh.
I'm running late, but you gotta see what we're checking out. There's an artist going around Soho hiding
Okay,
AR
so now
pieces
it's
for
like
people to
mixing
find.
avatars with real life people in the same.
yeah,
3D street art.
like you're
That's cool.
and now the
Send that
3D
link to us
street
and we'll
art
Look at it.
that he's putting in
This is stunning.
wow
Dude,
in
that
the
is
spaceship.
We could cut
awesome.
it there.
Oh, I love the movement.
Wait,
I think we got the gist of it
Yeah.
just by watching that little segment.
Yeah.
So yeah, you could go back to the
To our slide.
the presentation. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it was just
Yeah, it was. You said it. It was incredibly cringy, and I kind of wrote that on
very weird.
my presentation there.
All right, let's just go back to our slide here. Okay.
There we go. Yeah. So how cringy was that ad, bro?
Very well, yeah. I mean, no, that wasn't an ad. I think that was like a conference thing where they were like showcasing it. Basically, it was like an hour long.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
but
guess
it's sort of
still
an ad. Yeah. It serves as like an ad. It's just, yeah, when I saw that, I was just, man, okay. I mean, I don't know if that is what it's going to be like, if like the end product is going to look like that, because that looks pretty, you know, very futuristic and like, you know, you're doing a video call in the VR world and then the girl in the video call is like, yo, check out this 3D art. And then that art gets
Yeah.
sent into his world and it's like, oh my God.
It's all like interconnecting somehow, and like it
It's-
seems just so out of reach. You know.
Yeah, I think also why it seems weird is because that's what we were saying. These technologies advancing so fast, but remember, we're still like humans from evolution that we came from, you know, thousands and thousands of years ago.
Right.
And this tech is so like advanced that we don't understand it. It just the way it interacts with our brain, we're just not there yet. You know,
Right, yeah.
we don't think like machines. We don't think, you know, I don't know how to explain it.
No, you explained it well. Like, yeah, we're not.
Like the framework of our brain, the way we get affected by things, you know, just the
Yeah.
dopamine, you know, hits that we get, and they don't take that
It
into
always
account.
comes back to the dopamine.
Well, yeah, people already are addicted to their phones. Imagine this.
And that's one of the potential issues that I see with this. Can you imagine how people will become addicted and maybe
just
even
be like
completely brainwashed at the end of it, you know? Like, I could see that happening.
like this on kids?
Oh my God, forget it.
This should be like banned 20 years or less, you know?
You know the game World of Warcraft?
Yeah.
That game is, you know, it's almost like you kind of live in a world where like, yeah, you know, you have different like clans and, you know, different races in the game and whatever you want to call them. And like people get so like caught up in there. It's almost like a lifestyle, you know, like,
Oh, yeah.
you're in there, you know, you interact with other human, you know, players, and then you do quests together, you do dungeons and stuff. And then people get so tied into that and they become completely brainwashed. I've known people that got completely addicted to World of Warcraft for years. Can you imagine what this does to people?
Oh, I bet.
Like, it's crazy.
It can be devastating.
It
And,
definitely can.
like, yeah, that World of Warcraft thing, it's almost like their other identity.
Exactly.
They attach it to themselves, and it's like, this is who I am. I'm like a knight in here, and I have to conquer and play and collect and level up and keep going and going. It can become very
and make
obsessive.
friends online, and you know, it's crazy. Anyways,
Yeah.
So I just hope that we're careful with this kind of technologies. You know,
That's it. It's just warning, you know, to
right? Yeah,
not take this lightly.
exactly. Because it's a monumental change for humanity. Basically, it's not just, you know, oh yeah, it's this new thing. No, this is literally trying to take over the internet. First of all, it's like a new internet. And we're already so dependent on the internet. Imagine what's going to happen with this, where we're literally inside it.
Yeah, I don't know how it's gonna work. Yeah, I mean, I guess we're still gonna have the internet, like as we have on our computers, but then this metaverse, like, and yeah, one company. That's what I'm like, ugh.
Yeah,
you know.
it's like, why does one company have to control this big, you know, platform for everyone?
Yeah, exactly. It's like the internet is supposed to be kind of like these different networks and different people with their computers connecting together. Obviously, you know, a lot of the internet is like controlled by these big tech companies, right? You know, if Google wasn't there, a lot of the internet wouldn't be here, you know? So Google is very, you know, present, but still, you know, Google doesn't control everything on the internet. But here, yeah. It's
so from what I've seen, apparently, well, first of all, I don't know if you know this, but so the company that's basically responsible for like the creation of this metaverse is Meta, like you said, but Microsoft is also interested in creating it. So Microsoft is also pitching in to make this actually happen
to Meta.
Yeah, like both of them like contributing towards making this huge platform.
Okay.
So it's not just Meta.
I mean, I'd heard Microsoft, like trying to develop their apps like Teams and whatever in like a VR kind of setting as well. Like I
heard about that.
To make like avatars, or like you're in this, you know, VR space. Okay, but I wasn't aware that they were
they want
involved
to take
with
part
Metaverse.
in this. Yeah. And based on projections from Mark Zuckerberg, apparently the metaverse will be ready within 5 to 10 years. From now.
That's it. Yeah, so around the decade. Yeah.
So in 1 decade, we're gonna have some
by our mid-30s.
Yeah, we're gonna have a very interesting life if we go down this road, I think.
Yeah, well, I guess it's gonna depend from our decisions, you know, if we want to be involved in this sort of thing or not, or
exactly.
You know, we always have control, people. You know, these tech companies, you know, releasing these new apps and games and whatever, or these metaverses. It's up to us. The end.
Exactly.
The end user.
Yeah. So what are some of the potential problems that you see with this? We've kind of discussed some of them, but do you have any more that come to mind?
Well, like that one issue that I was thinking at the beginning, where, you know, right, you're taking the real world and putting it in here. So, you know how you could, you know, I guess hang out with people and have like a social thing going on. Well, imagine like, you know, already in schools, kids get bullied. imagine like a social party thing going on in the metaverse, and then you go there and then you see they're all like, already, let's say in school, this girl is pretty, and then she looks in a certain way in the metaverse, and they look at you like, why you look like that? Why you some robot, or you're so dumb? And then imagine like bullying, like cyber bullying at another level.
Yeah. It's interesting. You mentioned cyberbullying. I was actually considering that for one of my topics a while ago. I decided,
you were?
Yeah,
Okay.
I was, but I decided not to do it. But
Okay. Could be interesting too. Yeah.
it could be interesting too, but I feel like it's too specific. But in this case, that could
I
be.
guess we can include that here, which can be definitely
Yeah.
a possibility.
It's true. Cyberbullying to like an even further degree, for sure.
And Zuckerberg would say, oh yeah, well, you're gonna have a lot of control. You can like block certain people, or you can only like have your own room and with your private people. But think about it, people might throw parties, or have like a public room, and you'll still end up interacting with people that aren't always nice, and
Yeah.
But you know what this also reminds me of? Like, let's say you don't like someone and you block them, but they're still there, but they look blurred out. And this reminds me of that other
Black Mirror.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. That other episode of Black Mirror where they can actually make you see people blurred.
Right. Yeah. That was a great episode.
That was really
good.
deep too.
Yeah.
That episode.
I like that show. It was a great show. Check it out if you didn't see it.
Yeah, good one.
Yeah. It's crazy. Like, cyberbullying could be really bad already. Can you imagine how bad it could be in this context?
Yeah, and I don't really trust their privacy settings, or you could block people, or you could make sure you don't get bullied. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but then again, think about it, right? I'm not saying cyberbullying is good by any means. I'm not saying bullying is good by any means. But then again, think about it, right? So let's say there is a conflict. Let's forget bullying, okay? Let's just pretend there's a conflict.
Yeah.
In real life, when there's a conflict, you can't just block someone, right? You can't just say, get out of my face.
Exactly.
But in this
could.
context,
It could be
you
like,
can.
bye.
That's not how reality works, Like, conflict resolution is just gonna come down to like clicking a button and saying, no, I don't want this guy in my circle, or whatever the hell,
Yeah.
Like,
but in like that Black Mirror episode where they like mute you, basically they blur you out.
yeah.
With like a control, like a remote thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's so bad because that's not how reality works. That's not how we solve real problems.
I mean, yeah, in reality, you could, like abandon certain people or get away. Sometimes you need to like sort of block, if you will, people in real life too, because they can be very abusive. But that's the thing. It's always balancing. It's like, just because someone gets on your nerves, you always have to like completely shut them out.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying there's no tool like, file options block, like,
yeah, exactly.
It's like you're blocking the person out of your life, but you have to interact with the person and be like, hey, look, I don't want you to be in my life anymore for XYZ reason. And that's using your communication skills to do so, not just, like I said, file block.
Right click and block.
That's so strange.
It is.
Wow. So any other problems you could think of?
Any other problems? I mean, just the potential to like be completely dissatisfied from reality. Just like I can imagine people on their sofas with their VR goggles kind of drooling from their mouth and like, John, go to sleep. What are you doing?
I'm sleeping in the metaverse.
Yeah, I'm sleeping. Yeah, man, I'll just close my eyes with my goggles on, like, why not?
That's crazy. Yeah, so you brought us some good issues there.
It's like, oh, you're watching TV here, but watch it in the metaverse.
Oh yeah.
But that's the thing. Why not do everything we do here, but in the metaverse?
But that's the problem. It's like we're transitioning towards that.
That you right?
Like-
He says you could have your home, you could have this, you could have your books, you could have your movies. Like
It's like
Why?
okay, let's say we're watching the TV in front of us. It looks normal, right?
Yeah.
But then the metaverse makes it that much cooler, right?
yeah, your TV is like floating.
right.
And
So
you're in
why the hell
space.
wouldn't I watch it in the metaverse? Because it looks cooler, right? I would
right.
watch it in there because it does look cooler.
It does look, yeah. You could have a spaceship where you're with your buddies, and your spaceship is going to some other galaxy, and you're watching a movie, and
Yeah,
it's
in the
just-
spaceship instead.
in the
right?
spaceship,
Like,
right? It just pulls you out from reality and makes you like dissatisfied.
It just sounds like not a great idea.
It just it's very Black Mirror-ish.
It is. It's this could
I bet they got inspired.
Black Mirror cast, whoever you guys are, make an episode on the
Yeah,
metaverse.
you got a lot of good,
You guys know
content
what you're
here.
doing. Make an episode on that.
I mean, I bet they're like, okay, we hang our, aprons, we're done, like,
Yeah.
or Black Mirror has become reality.
Oh my god. Yeah. I feel like that show is just like a warning, It's like
It is, yeah.
it is. It's that show is so entertaining, first of all, and second of all, it's scary because some of those episodes are so like they seem far fetched, but at the same
Prophetic.
time, and at the same time, they're kind of relatable. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they might seem a bit like, huh? But they're very like close, like
Yeah,
near future
it's-
technology.
It's like far, but like not that
not
far.
too far.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Like maybe 50 or 100 years.
Yeah, but not even
Not
like
even
it's
that.
weird. There's one episode that they talk about, like the one with the virus.
Yeah.
Like one kid catches like a computer virus and like being on like porn or something, and
And then they control
then
like
they control his
by
life
blackmailing
Yeah,
him.
by black. Like how that's not that far from
That's
reality.
really
that could
not
happen.
that far. Yeah.
that could literally happen.
Very
you
much.
know. Obviously, like they try to make it a bit exaggerated there. That like
Yeah.
they make people fight and stuff, but it's just
But
so
it's-
wild.
It's not that far. That's why it's scary. We watch
Yeah.
it and we're like, damn, this could actually happen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So,
So,
yeah.
so some of the potential problems I noted, probably the addiction.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the biggest ones that we talked about already. I think this could be so addicting to so many people, and this could literally be like a new drug. Like this could be
Like escapism to the
Yeah.
next level.
exactly. That's really well put. It is escapism to the next level. Like how you can't escape reality more than with this.
Basically, yeah. I would say so. Imagine you take drugs and you go into the metaverse. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's like an LSD trip in there.
In there. So it's even more heightened LSD trip.
Yeah. Oh my god.
You're already having a trip and you're in this metaverse with robots and people flying around.
Man, that's a legitimate problem though. Like for real. Like imagine you're already tripped out, right? Like when people do like these crazy psychedelics and these crazy drugs, they're literally living like in a simulation already.
In their
and then
minds.
imagine, okay, now put on a VR headset and go into the metaverse. Can you imagine how tripped out they're gonna be?
Yeah, it's just gonna really play with their heads and just I don't know, yeah. Yeah.
I feel like it could be dangerous. Like very dangerous.
It could, yeah. I mean, it's just are they really gonna think about all these issues? Yeah,
They're
even
not.
even 5 to 10 years. Listen, like I don't know, are they gonna do beta testings or I bet they will test with people, but you will not know all the consequences once it's been launched and people have it under their control and people use it the way they use it. That's when the
Exactly.
stuff is gonna hit the fan.
Yeah, because there's so many possibilities, right? You can't think of every, little detail and every little, oh, maybe this guy could do it this way or this guy could do it this way. No, there's always someone that's going to find a way to make it crazier.
Even, yeah. Or weirder, or more abusive, like use it in
Yeah.
some way that they didn't think of it.
The LSD thing is a perfect example.
But that was
That's
funny,
like-
yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But even more with this platform because they're literally like creating life. but in a virtual world. Okay, it's not just one app where you're messaging someone. It's pretty straightforward. But this, it's like everything. They called it the metaverse. They didn't call it like the universe. The metaverse, like it's even higher than the universe, basically.
Right, yeah, exactly.
It's the universes of universes. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. And just to your point, this kind of takes me back to when we filmed the episode with the monolith thing. So,
yes, but that was never released.
Yeah. So we have an episode that we might release
special,
one day.
Yeah.
And we talked about monoliths, and you know how like a monolith in 2001 Space Odyssey was how like a new piece of technology kind of, just brings people around, and they don't really think about why. They just surround themselves with
They just worship that thing.
Yeah, they worship a new thing just because it seems cool or whatever, right? All the apes went around the monolith, right? This kind of seems that way. It's just like the technology is so powerful, and all of us are somehow going to gravitate towards it without our control.
Yeah, true. I mean, I know for sure if this thing launches with what they're proposing, obviously a lot of people will go on it.
One way or another,
for
we're
sure.
all going to end up using it. I'm telling you.
I imagine so, but that's why it's going to be up to us to find the balance and the use for it. And
yeah. I hope in 10 years from now, when this thing is released, you guys watch this podcast episode.
And we're maybe prophetic in some of the things we say.
Yeah.
We're like, see, I called it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we try to, like we said, there's always a good and a bad in everything, but I feel like it's kind of one-sided in this case a little bit.
Yeah, I guess, we're criticizing it more here, but I mean, we can look at the pros.
Yeah, we're going to look at some pros. Okay, positives with a question mark.
You only have like 3 here.
I literally couldn't think of that many.
Oh, you could have yeah. Okay, pros.
Notice how I put positives with a question mark.
Yeah, like, are they
positives?
Yeah. Okay, what kind of positives with this? I mean,
I have a pretty good one that comes to mind. If you want me to start.
Yeah, sure. What?
Okay. So less social anxiety.
Okay. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
just a more elevated way of interacting with people, where you could be in a world, and this kind of reminds me of like, I don't know if you've ever heard of PlayStation Home.
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay.
Yeah.
It really reminds me of that.
It is that a bit.
And I like PlayStation Home. It wasn't that bad. Like, it was fun, but it was a game. Yeah, that's the thing. You see, this is very like game-like.
Or The Sims, right?
Exactly.
Something like that.
Where
like,
you don't really take it seriously, and you're like, in this virtual world, and I'm just like this character from a PlayStation game.
Yeah, and you make the Sims do crazy stuff, make them run around, and I remember in that game, like I would like take the Sims and I put a fence around them, and then like they couldn't come out and they were freaking out.
Oh, okay.
They would starve.
Oh wow, that's so bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the thing. So, what sort of barriers are there going to be in this sort of world? Like what sort of limitations? Can anyone do anything they want and whatever they way? Like, you don't really think people will troll like hard
for sure,
and like do obscenities and really disgusting things,
some obscene stuff for sure.
Like, how much are you going to be able to do? That's what I'm wondering. But yeah, the benefits of this is just it's just kind of like it's cool, I guess, be in a VR world. It's sometimes cool. It's more gimmicky, I find.
It is that. You're right. That's the real positive.
Like
entertainment.
Yeah, more like entertainment and kind of gimmicky and kind of, maybe facilitating certain things where you're in a meeting and then you could do a video call and then they could share something in the world. And it's like, oh, okay. But like, what is the end goal? Is technology supposed to replace our life or aid in our life? And,
exactly. Is there really a need for such a transformation in our lives? I don't think so.
And
we're trying to discuss the positives, and we're still like,
But also, like, to bring something, kind of related to this, like technology and all that. The movie that we watched together at the movies, Dune.
Oh,
If you remember, that you did like quite, enjoy it because you were like confused. But
I fell asleep in that movie.
I can understand because if you've never heard of the story before, it's confusing.
Oh, it was so confusing.
Yeah, me too. Me too. At first, I was like, but after I read about it, and I did also go watch it another time.
Oh, you watched it again?
Yeah, with another friend of mine.
Okay.
Because I was like, I really want to like understand this, and yeah,
that's a movie that's worth watching twice because the first time you watch it, you're like, what is going on?
sort of
here?
you're like a drugs here and kind of
Yeah.
It's very out there, but it's a very good movie because it has some good ideas in it. And what I found in the movie is that, I don't know if you noticed, they're in the year 10,191,
remember.
and they don't have AI nor computers. Why?
Yeah.
Because in the backstory of it is that one day the AI take control and the robots started attacking the humans, and the humans defeated the robots, and they all decided unanimously to ban all sorts of AI.
Didn't they mention that at some point in the movie, or like very briefly, kind of saying like, "Oh, the robots like attacked humans"? They said that at one point. Like,
Possibly, I might have missed it actually. I read it online. Like,
I think they said that at some point. Maybe I could be wrong. But
okay,
it's been a few weeks that we watched it, so
no, that's all right. But that's what I found like kind of fascinating about it, where they're in this future, they've got these big spaceships and like these really high tech stuff, but yet they've banned AI, no computers, or maybe they have some computing technology, but very maybe basic,
Right.
So they've noticed that future isn't all about like, upgrade, where we're just living in this metaverse, and like after that we're gonna live in the metaverse.
yeah. I'm telling you, the next step is the Matrix.
But that's the thing. Why would that be improbable?
It's not.
Zuckerberg at 60 would be like, listen, people, let's just plug ourselves in.
I mean,
It's gonna be great.
He plugged himself in. He plugged himself in before. Like, it was like
Yeah, exactly. He did.
he jumped in. Like, would it be surprised if he comes up with some other stunt like this that makes us go into like an alternate dimension? We live with ones and zeros everywhere and shit. And
His next conference is gonna be like in his room where he's like eyes shut, plugged in. You hear his voice, but it's coming from his brain.
anyways, yeah. So positives, if there is any, I think it's more for entertainment.
Leave a comment, down below if you know any positives.
If you could figure some good. I mean, yeah. Like, I'm always up for positivity, but it's kind of hard to be positive in this context. I feel like we are a bit, our podcast discusses these pretty absurd topics and concepts, and sometimes it's hard to be positive with some of them.
Yeah, we're mostly skeptical.
Yeah, and I feel like it's tough to be on board a bit,
Yeah, definitely. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really know what to say more. Okay, so yeah, is this technology ethical? Like, what do you think?
Is this technology, ethical? Huh. Ethical.
Should we push back? Is it ethical?
Like, is it wrong?
Yeah, is
That's
it wrong?
that's what it kind of implies.
It feels wrong.
It feels wrong. Yeah, it's hard to say. Like, it's not. Is the internet ethical?
Well, I mean, okay. Here's I think the major difference between internet and metaverse. I think the internet helps our lives and augments it to a certain degree where we're not fully 100% dependent on it. But I feel like the metaverse,
can be.
Yeah, that's the thing. It augments our life to a certain. Oh, you mean with the internet?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can be, but does it distort reality as much as the metaverse?
Yeah, it's sort of like not as bad as.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So yeah, you're right. It's kind of like a lesser version of it, but I feel like the internet could be ethical, but the metaverse, I feel like it's not ethical. That's just my stance, and I feel like it's hard to justify a technology like that.
I mean, ethical, yeah, it's yeah, we can't really say it's like not ethical because yeah, it doesn't do something bad. It's just
But does it?
the way the behaviors that it can create and the way the people will use it can have some consequences.
Okay, but what about all the data that could be stolen? Is that ethical?
Well, no, obviously
That's the
the
thing.
data breach
And
is.
yeah, but that's true. In the internet, we also have that
Yeah.
issue. But like, I feel like you said, now with the metaverse, it's going to be even further, right? Even more data collected, more data stolen. You know, like people are going to be interacting with different areas of their lives inside the metaverse, so they're going to be able to collect all kinds
all
of data,
sorts of data.
not just like what what you click on Facebook, what your
The ads you
look at and shit. Like, okay, that
What you
it could
shop.
be bad, but this is like, it's even further, like
It's like that's what I'm saying. It's already Facebook and Google or other big tech companies have so much info on you. But, sometimes they still have to kind of work at, trying to get like, okay, what do you have in your house or how do you live? Or
Yeah.
kind of, it's more like based on, the internet or the pages you use or your apps, whatnot. But here it's just,
But I don't know if you noticed in the ads that we watched,
Yeah.
he said some parts of your household will be
will be in the,
depicted inside the metaverse. How is that ethical? It's like, yeah, I know my house, my personal property is inside the metaverse. Like, could someone just knock on my door at the metaverse? Like, hey, dude,
yeah.
let's hang out
Can
in
we
your
come?"
house. You
Yeah.
know, like not everyone knows where I live. Like what the heck?
I just don't understand what sort of limitations are going to be here.
Exactly.
Like, how are they going to regulate this?
I don't know. And yeah, that's a good point. I think that is going to be the deciding factor on, is it going to be ethical or not? How are they going to regulate this so that, there's no data breach or like,
Your
information that's leaked and shit, and, personal, space that's shared with people, like
who can come?
Yeah, who can
people
come?
fly into my
yeah, like what the heck? So I think that's going to be the deciding factor, I guess. I'm still on the line.
Like,
to
are
say
they
that
gonna
it's
have
ethical.
a map?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, you can go out and like a roll.
Yeah.
Is like, New York City, San Francisco going to be recreated in
Yeah.
there? And
It reminds me of like video games where you could like teleport from one place to another.
yeah,
like,
it's just going to be an open world game.
it's what it is. Like
GTA.
an open world game. Oh my god, this is crazy.
Grand Theft Auto in
Insanity.
the metaverse.
Yeah. This is insanity. Yeah, so I'm on the line. Like, I don't know if this is ethical at all. I have no idea.
okay.
Like, I'm so close to saying it's not.
Okay.
But
Yeah, because you see a lot of bad with
yeah,
this,
there's so many red flags. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's it. There's very much potential for it to go wrong.
Yeah,
so many
exactly.
ways.
Yeah, so so how can we fight emerging technologies like this? What do we do? Like, what's the first step? Like,
Yeah, what do we do? Well, because governments don't control this. This is, under private property and they can do whatever they want. But obviously, government has certain laws, with like privacy and like protecting people's rights and whatnot. But like, can they stop this? I mean, not really. That's what I'm saying. Like, in our current system that we live, where, companies, have to make a profit and do what they want, and okay. And there's competition and different people doing different things, but it's up to us to decide. That's the challenging part. A lot of people can fall prey to this because it's like very appealing. It's very, sexy. It's very nice. It's
Exactly.
it's cool, and
it's too sexy.
yeah, it's too sexy. It's too good, and why not?
When something's too sexy, could be some red flags.
Yeah. When you look deep inside of that sexy thing, it's
Yeah,
rotten.
it's rotten and evil.
Evil, yeah.
Yeah, it just feels like a part of life that we shouldn't be playing with. It just seems wrong for some reason.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah, me too.
I'm someone that's always believed to not tamper with human nature.
Yes.
I've always been like that. Like, all these ideas of like going to Mars and shooting rockets at asteroids and shit. Like, it's weird. Like we're playing with fire, man. Like I feel like humans just want to control everything and make everything their own, and have control over things that are more powerful than them, and we always want to be the most powerful.
Yeah, it's like the millions of years of evolution that has brought us to here.
Yeah,
it has a certain sort of reason to it and the way it has evolved, and we're tampering with it, and these technologies are really changing us in ways we don't understand.
Exactly. Yeah, we got to stop tampering with human nature. I think that's
it's it's like, what is the goal? What is the vision?
Yeah.
Are we trying to push our evolution more than it should be? Humans will obviously evolve, right? Like in a million years.
Of course, yeah.
Would we look the same? No, we would, I guess change in certain ways, and maybe our brain capacity or the way we think or whatever would change. But like, to what degree still?
Yeah.
I do not think we will become machines.
Well, here's the thing. Like, by emplacing technologies like this, we are shifting evolution towards a direction that is not, ideal, right? Like, it's not just specifically the metaverse. I'm just saying, if we keep piling on these technologies and become more and more dependent, we are shifting evolution towards, being lazy, being obsessed, and addicted to shit, and
I guess, like biologically speaking, and our physiology and just the raw nature that we are would not change even in a million years that much. I don't think.
Not a million. Yeah, it takes
like very long.
Yeah.
Like we wouldn't become like tech. We won't become like machines. But what we would become will be like cyberpunk. Where you're like half machine, half.
Yeah. It's like
that could be a possibility.
Yeah. But that just changes our brain chemistry as well, this type of thing, right?
Yeah.
Like making us more hardwired to be, addicted to certain behaviors.
True.
And that's what it's doing. It's changing our
perception
of our world. That's literally what's happening. So
where we become sort of dependent on this, where it's like, let's say going to talk to someone, you're like, yeah, meet me in the,
yeah, exactly.
in my spaceship.
Anyways, all this to say, it's going to be hard to fight something like this because these companies are so powerful. They have so much money. They have so much influence on everyone. They have so much data on everyone. But the only thing we can do is, be smart on the technologies you support.
Exactly.
Talk about it like we're doing now. And
just like be critical, think and just, like decide, is this something right for us? And even if, let's say, the metaverse comes to fruition and it exists, should you engage in it?
Yeah, potentially
be
not.
Intentional.
Right? Yeah. Man, we're going to eat our words if in 10 years we're in it.
We're in a Curiousaholic podcast.
Yeah,
welcome to Curiousaholic in the VR world.
Yeah. Ugh, that's bad. Anyways,
I don't know.
I think that kind of, sums most of it up. Any final thoughts on this whole
any final thoughts
situation?
Yeah, Mark, you could be working on some better stuff.
Yeah, dude,
just I don't know,
speak to Elon and do something with him there. I mean,
even him,
Elon's, there's some other stuff there.
He can be pretty out there. I mean, with his Neuralink,
yeah, that's really out there.
That's
Oh, that's the Matrix.
But that's, yeah, you're right.
There it is.
That's the Matrix there. Controlling a chip and putting a chip in his head.
Ugh.
But that chip could be put in people's head. Just like, in the Black Mirror episodes, like so many of the episodes, it's always like, putting something in your brain.
Yeah.
No.
Like, look, I respect Elon Musk because I think he's a genius. But I think, like, isn't that, like I said, doesn't it come back to, like, tampering with human nature, right?
Yeah.
Like, putting chips in people's brains. Like, are we meant to have a chip in our brains? No. So why are we doing it?
But these sort of people who like keep pushing the boundaries, it's sort of implicit. They imply the why not.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's what it is.
I mean, I can understand, innovators and, futurists and people who want to keep pushing the boundaries. It's good. Yeah, we need people who, think ahead. But like, think ahead, but also of the long-term consequences of,
Exactly.
not just say, yeah, why don't we all just, have titanium arms. Let's just all chop our arms off.
Let's build robotic arms for
Why do
everyone,
I need these arms? With a titanium arm, we could all deadlift 600 pounds. And why not?
Perfect leverages, like.
Yeah. But you
You're
see,
right,
why
yeah.
not? Can you, like, go
Exactly.
against it?
You.
I mean, I guess you could if you think about it, but, like, it's just...
Yeah, it's insane. It's insanity. I have no idea why this is happening, but anyways, yeah. So bottom line, there should be regulations on which kind of technologies emerge. And we should, almost have a vote and a committee that regulates and oversees shit like this. Like, is this ethical? Should this be passed? Almost like a law, like it goes through like a committee.
people
Everyone sits
vote,
down
yeah.
and vote. And is this good for humanity?
Yeah, do
If
people
not,
agree?
then scratch this idea. It's insane.
Yeah, because many people can chime in and
Yeah.
say if they agree.
Not just any, company.
Company.
Like, all
Yeah.
right, let's do this. Let's do that. And
And for sure, people are going to join it,
exactly. Yeah. It's crazy.
It reminds me, again, of like the Venus Project, for example, where, there isn't any sort of incentive to like profit or, like control people. Like if people have ideas in that sort of society, it's going to be shared among people and people are going to decide in groups. okay,
Shared. That's the key word. Exactly.
Yeah.
The ideas are going to be shared amongst everyone, and everyone gets
gonna
to
collaborate on that.
and decide if it's a good idea.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be very open source and very sharing and collaborative.
Yeah.
It's not going to be like, there's one company who already has a control over a certain like thing like the internet, and then they create this and they sort of impose it on people.
Yeah. I feel like this metaverse is like the anti-Venus project. It's just like the
anti-Venus.
opposite. Like it's weird, It's like superimposed. It's like we have no control over anything, because you live basically in a computer program, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So
But that's the thing. I just don't understand where we draw the line between this and like a game.
yeah,
It
is a game.
It's
It is a game pretending to be reality.
basically. That's
what it
the
is.
quote.
Yeah. Quote it.
A game pretending to be reality. It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, I play like, like Call of Duty, GTA, and it's like, I'm in a 3D space and I can kind of do, these crazy things. But I know it's a game. Like, I'm not playing Call of Duty in my basement virtually, like a part of my house.
Yeah. I know what you mean. It's crazy. Anyways, it's important not to support any new technologies and stick.
Any new technology. No, to be skeptical. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, maybe I just expressed myself
No,
wrongly.
it's all right.
Any as in like whenever there's a new technology that comes out, don't just jump on board like it's like,
On board
your
the
ticket to
bandwagon.
success or whatever, the bandwagon, whatever you want to call it. It's not going to help your life that much. It's just going to, it's going to keep changing your reality more and more.
Yeah, it's like a lot of people think like, oh my god, this metaverse is gonna be cool. I'm gonna be able to do so many things. I'm gonna become like a meta human, and I'm gonna be like
alien
the
or whatever,
most productive and most successful. Like, are you? What is it that fundamentally makes you a happy person, a successful person, a loving person? Like,
It's yourself.
yeah, it's how you grow and connect with people and the relationships you have. And
Yeah.
this is just tech. It's an extension. But it shouldn't be a replacement. It should be an extension.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, stick to human nature and how it ought to be, because we're going down a very weird path by
Yeah.
going through this. Anyways,
Definitely. Wow, that was a
that
long
was
podcast.
a good one. Yeah. So you guys could check out our podcast on all your favorite streaming platforms: Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, not BitChute. You could leave a comment on our YouTube video. Leave a like. Tell us what you're curious about. Tell us what you think about the metaverse and if it's a good idea. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll talk to you guys soon. You can play us out now.
Yes. Bye, people.
All right. Bye. Have a good one.